told you that average professional spends nearly like 31 hours in unproductive meeting every month?
So, and when you are sending a meeting objective in advance, so let's say you are invited to a particular audience, so they need to understand the topic.
And people are more likely to pay attention and contribute when they know their opinion is valid, right? And you can also focus on actual discussions in the meeting. It'll be easier for you that way.
Since you quickly assemble, you can shorten the meeting, assemble there, discuss this.
Yeah, welcome everyone to today's Tech Samvad. Did you know that according to studies, ineffective meetings cost companies billions of dollars each year? Have you ever found yourself in a meeting that could have been an email? Let's change that today. So what if I told you that average professional spends nearly like 31 hours in unproductive meeting every month? So let's figure out how to reclaim that time together. Imagine being in a meeting where everyone is engaged, ideas are flowing, and decisions are made swiftly. So sounds ideal, right? Let's explore how to make that reality. In the words of Peter Drucker, who's a renowned person, meetings are a symptom of bad organization. The fewer meetings, the better. So today, let's discuss and discover how to hold better meetings. Let's discuss how we can avoid unnecessary meetings. So let's talk about that. I'm Pramesh.
Hello everyone, I'm Shalin, and let's discuss on that what could be our effective meeting tips. So to put a number, Pramesh, let's consolidate all these tips into 8 categories, right? So we will say top 8 tips for running a effective and productive meeting.
Yeah, Shalin, meetings are very crucial part of managing any project, right? So they can easily get off track without the right approach. So let's break down our top tips in more details then. So first, I guess be prepared with a clear objective, I guess.
Yeah, that's very important. So when before we schedule a meeting, it can be related to your project or related to your program or general update, anything, right? So it is very essential that we create an objective and communicate prior to the meeting, right? So, and when you are sending a meeting objective in advance, so let's say you are invited to a particular audience, so they need to understand the topic and come with preparation. So one tip is ask yourself what exactly, because you are a meeting organizer, right? So you need to question yourself that what exactly do you need to accomplish from this meeting, right? And is it to make a decision, or you want to solve a problem, or you want to simply provide an update? So what is your objective? What you want? Why you are scheduling meeting? You need to question yourself. Once you have that clarity on your goal, and then you put that point in a concise and clear communicative way into meeting invite, and then send an invite.
It's also helpful to consider whether a meeting is truly necessary or not, right? Could the objective be achieved through an email or quick phone call? So meetings should be reserved for discussions that require real-time collaboration and decision making, like that way, right?
Very true. Very true, Pranay. And then let's move on to second tip, Pramesh, which is create an agenda and stick to it.
Right.
Right. So what happens once you define the meeting objective? The next step is to craft a detailed agenda, and the agenda should outline all the topics to be covered and the time allocated for each one. Let's say in a particular meeting for 30 minutes, you need to cover 3 points. So you allocated agenda 1, 10 minutes, second 10 minutes, and third 10 minutes, right? So stick to that. And it is very important to distribute the agenda to all attendees ahead of time so that they can come prepared.
And during the meeting, use the agenda as a guide to keep the discussion on track, right? If the conversation starts to veer off the topic, gently steer back people into the agenda items. So it can help. It can be helpful to designate a timekeeper also to ensure that you are staying within the allocated time for each topic.
Very true, very true. So, Pravesh, let's move on to another tip, which is invite only the necessary people.
Right.
So when it comes to meeting attendees, less is often more. I mean, be selective about who you actually need, right? And aim for smaller group as much as possible, because gathering crowd is not an efficient way of having a meeting. And you need to have a selective group that has the knowledge and authority to contribute or achieve any objective of the meeting.
And Shalin, inviting too many people also can be unproductive and counterproductive, right? uh, because it will be like discussions, unnecessary discussions and wasted time. So if everyone every like someone's presence isn't essential, consider just sending them in a summary like afterwards. And if you are unsure whether certain people need to attend, ask them directly, like if they think their participation is necessary.
So Pramesh, let's move to another tip, which is fourth one, is start and end time of the meeting. So we need to respect everyone's time, and because everyone's time is crucial, and, and we need to run our meetings efficiently, right? So always make a thumb rule that we need to start meeting on time and the meeting on time also.
Yeah, and don't wait for the stragglers to arrive, right? So respect everybody's time, right? So people have already joined. They're also like the time is important. So is their responsible, like who haven't joined, is their responsibility to catch up on what they missed. So equally important is ending the meeting on time that way, right, Shalin? Like when you consistently run over, it can disrupt people's schedules and lead to frustrations. So if you're not able to cover everything on the agenda, consider scheduling a follow-up meeting or assigning action items for people to follow work on independently, or follow up through emails and do that.
Yeah. So another tip is, Paresh, which is first one is encourage participation from everyone. So to have a productive meeting, it is important to encourage active participation from all attendees. You may observe that many people just join the meeting sitting silently. So what do you need to do? You need to make a point of asking for input from quieter team members who might not normally speaking up.
Yeah, and people are more likely to pay attention and contribute when they know their opinion is valid, right? So
Right.
people are more likely to pay attention and then contribute to that meeting. At the same time, it's important to keep the discussion focused on agenda topics like we talked about earlier. If someone raises an issue that's not directly relevant, acknowledge it, but suggest parking it for a later discussion. You can always follow up with that person individually after the meeting. So all these can be done, but let's go to the next one, Shalin, the sixth one, where we leverage technology and collaboration tools.
Yeah, very good point, Pranay. So using the right technology tools can make your meeting more efficient and productive. So there are some popular software in product management world like Asana or Trello that can help you in tracking and the task. You can share your files and keep communication using these tools and doing follow up of your meetings. These tools can be very helpful.
And there are also like great tools specifically for running meetings also, right? I think Fellow is there. Then Hugo, I think, is one another one. So these apps allow you to collaboratively build agendas and take notes and assign action items all in one place. So you
Hmm.
can use technology to streamline meeting logistics that way. And you can also focus on actual discussions in the meeting. It'll be easier for you that way.
Since you talk about discussion, so there's another important tip, which is capturing notes and key decisions,
Right.
right? So we need to make sure that we don't allow to let important information and decision get lost after the meeting, right? So we need to make sure someone is responsible for taking clear and concise notes and capture the key points and communicate after the meeting to
And
the
Shalin,
all
like
of
the
them.
note should highlight any action items also, right? Next,
Right.
like what are the next steps? Who's responsible for each item? It's best to distribute the meeting notes to all attendees within 24 hours because after that people forget. While the discussion is still fresh that way, right? So that way everyone has a written reference of what was covered and what they need to do next. So the notes also serve as a helpful reminder to the team who weren't able to attend and see what exactly was discussed and if they need to follow.
Right, Ramesh. And the last tip, which is the eighth one, is never cancel a regularly scheduled meeting. So even if there is hasn't much any progress to discuss, we should not cancel the meeting at the last moment. Right? So avoid the temptation to cancel it. Just quickly assemble. You can shorten the meeting, assemble there, discuss this.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
this.
maintaining a consistent meeting cadence that way like helps keep everyone aligned and accountable also, right? Instead of skipping the meeting to altogether, you can always adjust the agenda to fit the current needs. Maybe like you spend the time brainstorming ideas, reviewing metrics, and or discuss like potential roadblocks. So the key is to keep the lines of communication open and avoid letting things fall through the cracks. So, Shalin, like we've discussed these tips, so just if you can summarize that for our people like viewers.
Yeah, let's do it. So the number one tip is be prepared with a clear objective. Number two is create an agenda and stick to it. Number 3 is invite only the necessary people. Number 4 is start and end on time. Number 5 is encourage participation from everyone. Then 6 is leverage technology and collaboration tools. And 7th is capture notes and key decision and communicate. And number 8 is, which is last one, never cancel or regularly schedule.
And the most important thing is being intentional about having well-structured, purposeful meetings that way, right? By putting these tips into practice, you can keep your projects on track and ensure everyone's time is well spent that way. So before we wrap up, let's remember that meetings are more than just a necessary evil of the workplace that way. So well done. They can be like, if the meetings are well done, they can be like powerful catalysts for innovation also, collaboration, and even tracking the progress of the meeting.
Absolutely, Ramesh. So by implementing these 8 tips, you are not just running a better meeting or efficient meeting, you are fostering a culture of efficiency and respect within your team.
Imagine the impact on your projects if every meeting ended on with clear action items and on time. That will be energizing your participants also, and they'll have a shared sense of purpose also, right? So that's the power of effectively running the meetings on time, because people will then look forward to that. They know that this is 30 minutes well spent or 1 hour well spent, whatever it is.
Yeah, and I want to challenge my listeners here, Ramesh, that they need just pick these tips and try to implement in your meeting what you schedule and see the difference they are observing.
And remember, great meetings don't just happen; they are carefully crafted that way, right? So you have tools now. It's just time to put them into action. So thank you for joining us on this journey today. Make your meetings more productive, engaging, and impactful for your better projects. Until next time, may all your meetings be short, sweet, and incredibly effective that way. Keep innovating, keep collaborating, and keep making every minute count. So until the next time, stay focused, and we'll meet again. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.